When I signed my deal, I felt pressure. Don't wanna see the numbers, I wanna see heaven. You say, could you write a song for me? I say, I'm sorry about you that I believe. When I go home.
Hello guys, this is Anime Wizard 101 and I'm here with Chapter 5 review of Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. And last time we left off with Aladdin releasing that slave girl from her shackles, and that's where Chapter 5 actually picks up. So I'm gonna dig in. So we see that Aladdin breaks the shackles from this slave girl, and after that this chubby guy comes by, and then he recognizes Alibaba and Aladdin, and lo and behold, it's Budo, the wine merchant from Chapter 2, the merchant that Alibaba pissed off because he saved that little girl, and Aladdin threw all Budo's wine to save Alibaba in return. And then he gets all pissed off and angry, and then he's explaining he's asking what are you doing here, and what are you doing here? Did you free that girl? Did you free that slave girl? And Alibaba is sweating bullets, and he's trying to buy time and think of a smart story to get away from Budo. And he tells Budo that how could two young boys, powerless, could break those shackles, and Budo's not buying it. And then Budo explains that how you're gonna pay, or how and when they're gonna pay my money back, and if you don't, I'm gonna make you my slave, my own personal slave. And he grabs the slave girl, and picks her up by the hair and starts yanking on the hair and says, slaves don't have any right, I could do whatever I want to you and they can't complain at all. And he's just laughing, being a thug. So he's laughing, and then Aladdin approaches Budo, and he takes out his metal flute and just hits him on the shin, and the shin starts bleeding, and then he starts to roll over on the floor. And then he says that Aladdin tells Budo that Alibaba will never be your slave, and this part's kind of funny. So Budo's on all fours as Aladdin's talking to him, and Aladdin grabs his flute and he sticks it up his ass. Up his ass. He's like oink 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 oink, like a pig. And after that, Budo gets freaking pissed off, and then he yells because there's guards around in patrol. He yells, slave thieves, slave thieves, and they're trying to free the master slaves or steal them. And then the guards come and they start rushing after Aladdin and Alibaba. So they take off, and then they get cornered, and just as they're about to be killed off, Aladdin takes out his flute and plays it, and Ugo Kun's whole body comes out, and then they take off. They take off and they go to the dungeon. And then Budo's like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna abuse you, and I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna make you feel torture. And so they don't really look back. Aladdin and Alibaba don't look back, and they just start running. And as they're running, they notice that the girl is able to escape the situation. And after that, we see Budo go back to this kind of like apartment, kind of building, this house, and we're introduced to Jamil, Lord of the Oasis of Kishan. So I'm guessing he's like the head Sancho of like the whole city, kind of like a mayor or something. And we see he's really wealthy because in one of the panels we see that he has like two girls pampering him. I guess like not two girls, but two servants of his. And then Budo explains that he tells Jamil that he has found the boy with the flute, and then he explains that Jamil tells Budo that, oh, I already know. My loyal servant has already informed me. And in the next page, we learn that the actual slave girl that Aladdin slaved, her name is Morgiana, and she's a slave of Jamil. So we could not put a name to her, so it's Morgiana. And then Lord Jamil he says to himself, I have bigger prey to catch now. So I'm guessing he's talking about Aladdin. And after that, we move on to where Aladdin and Alibaba are. So they're finally back to the entrance of the dungeon, and they stop right in front of the gate or the door because Alibaba has this 1 second of doubt in himself, and so he stops right in the front and he sees the glow of the gate, and then he's hesitating and he's like, it's now or never. And then he's about to touch and try to feel the gate, and Aladdin just runs up right behind him and he just bumps him inside, and they're sucked into the portal or the door. And that's how chapter 5 ends. I don't really have a chapter question for this chapter, but in the comment box down below, write what you think about this chapter, and give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, you guys.